Hello guys, how's it going? Welcome to this video. So first off, I'm just going to update you on my stats quick. I'm at 84 rune crafting, which I got yesterday, and I'm at 190k to 85, so that'll take me a few days, and I won't really be able to play much until Sunday after today, because on Fridays I have school and then work all day, and then on Saturday I'm actually working a double shift at work, which is basically like 12 hours or so, which is gonna suck. I'll probably make a lot of money, but I won't really be able to get on the computer much at all until Sunday, unless I play after work on Saturday, but I'll probably be pretty exhausted. So I might be able to hit 85 rune crafting on Sunday, I'm not really sure, and if so, then I definitely should be able to get a DFS then, which will be nice. I think I need about 30k more nature runes at this point. Oops, to get a DFS. I've been selling a few today just because the price has been up a little bit, but I only sold about 8k I think. I actually managed to sell 2k nature runes at 281 each, and normally they're like 240 to 250. That was just kind of luck on my part, and then I sold like 6k at 255, which is a pretty good price also. So yeah, basically DFS is 100k nature runes for the most part if you get a decent price for both of them. And I'm at about 60k right now, and I've sold, actually I'm at like 62k and I've sold about 8k, so should need about 30k more. And then it looks like the Zamorakian Hosta is actually down a little bit from the last time I made a video. It's down close to a mil actually, which is nice. So that's gonna cut it down to like 30 something thousand nature runes, so that won't take long to get it all. And then after that I will just be working on banking prayer. I think I'll bank prayer first, and then I'll bank smithing and magic. And I probably will do prayer after I bank it, rather than waiting until after getting an rune crafting, in case unless I really just feel like keeping on rune crafting, because rune crafting is obviously going to get tiresome after a while. I mean, I'm fine now, but I don't know how I'll feel in like 2 months, because I think it'll take longer than that to get to 99 at the rate that I'm currently going. So if I get kind of tired of it, then I can just take a break for a week or two and get 99 prayer real quick. That'll be a nice boost of XP. And my only real dilemma is whether I want to get an untrimmed prayer cape. I mean, it would be kind of cool. I don't really care that much about my untrim, what it's going to end up being, because I'm planning to get lots of 99s in the future anyways. For a while I did want to get untrimmed hit points, but a lot of people have done that and it's not really that hard anymore. And it's not really as big of an achievement as it used to be, like back in regular RuneScape days when it used to be pretty rare. The only untrim that's really like actually difficult to get is Slayer, because you have to do a lot of cannoning and stuff. And I only know of like 1 or 2 people who have actually done untrim Slayer in this game, and it's really cool. But unfortunately, they patched the bug you could use to keep your untrimmed cape, because there was a way that you could do it if you got your 99 and then you dropped your untrimmed cape, and then you got your 99 and you had to drop the cape in free to play, and then you had to telegrab it back to keep the untrimmed cape, but they patched that unfortunately. So what I want to talk about in this video is actually music. And I'm sure everyone listens to music, basically. I've heard of like 1 or 2 people in my life that actually don't listen to music, but that's really weird. And I listen to a lot of pretty heavy metal music, and I listen to a lot of different genres. I don't just listen to metal. I mean, I listen to a lot of dubstep and punk. I don't really listen to pop. I listen to some classical and a lot of like just contemporary piano and stuff like that. So I like a lot of different genres of music, but the genre I listen to the most is definitely heavy metal. And my favorite subgenre is called djent. It's spelled D-J-E-N-T, and it's like a really cool style of metal where they use a lot of syncopation and like offbeats and a lot of polyrhythms, which is where instruments, like you play one rhythm but it's shared over different instruments, and like it's switching back and forth between them, which creates a really cool effect. And generally djent is just very like complicated sounding and hard to like understand. Like it's not simple like a lot of pop songs are, and that's one of the things I like about it the most. But I found recently, especially, that a lot of people really like have a lot of prejudices against metal music, and that sounds kind of stupid to say, but I mean, music is definitely a big part of my life, and I've always been a musical person, and my family has always been musical. Basically, everyone in my family plays music and listens to a lot of music, and I myself play piano. Um, and so a lot of people have a lot of like preconceived notions about metal music and things like it's all about like anger and violence and killing people and all that stuff. And my mom is a prime example of that, and I don't actually live with her anymore. But she would constantly criticize the music that me and my brother listen to, because my brother also listens to a lot of heavy music, and we've gone to concerts together and stuff like that. Um, and a lot of people in my school also don't really understand metal music at all, and they sort of judge it and stuff. Um, I think there's only like 2 or 3 people in my school that listen to any type of metal at all, and most of them listen to more like post-hardcore, which is a lot like more popular and less heavy and stuff like that. I mean, it's bands like A Day to Remember, Mice and Men, people like that, which I do like myself, but I like heavier stuff more. And in a way, it's kind of frustrating to me because this music, a lot of it has a lot of really interesting messages, and it's really complicated and well written. And I mean, I find a lot of it very beautiful, and it sounds kind of weird to say that, but a lot of it is just so amazingly put together and amazingly played that it appeals to me, being who I am. And it does frustrate me a lot when people put down metal music. So if you guys ever really want to piss me off, just tell me that metal is shit, and I'll hate you. Just kidding. Um, but I found that a lot of people in my school, when I talk about the music I listen to, they just like roll their eyes, and they like I have played the music I listen to for some of my friends just because of them curious or whatever, and they're like, "How do you listen to this? This is awful," and all this stuff. And I mean, it is in a way, it's sort of an acquired taste. I mean, I've been listening to this type of music since I think I was in 7th grade. I was like 13 years old, and I went through a phase shift and started listening to different music and dressing differently and stuff like that. And I don't really dress like a metalhead that much. I just wear like plaid shirts. I mean, I dress more like a skater, I guess you could say, but I don't really care that much about labels and stuff like that. I just sort of dress in whatever I like the look of, I guess. Um, but anyways, I I mean, one of the things that I wish that I had a lot, and like I always think about this, is I wish I had a lot of like, or at least more friends that listen to the same music as I do, because basically my brother listens to a lot of the same music that I do, but he's sort of not listening to as much metal as he used to. He's in college now, so he's listening to, I mean, I think he's easily influenced by people around him, and they mostly listen to like dubstep and shit, which isn't like, I don't have any problem with that. I like dubstep, but he's sort of phasing out of metal, which kind of sucks for me because I like to talk about the things that I like, and that's one of the reasons that I started making YouTube videos about RuneScape, because I like to talk about RuneScape, obviously, because I play it a lot, and I don't really have many friends that play it other than like people that I've met in RuneScape. Um, so basically, I only have one other friend that listens to like a lot of the same metal and stuff that I do, and his name's Carter, and he actually watches my videos, so he'll probably hear this, and if so, you're awesome, dude. Um, but it's kind of frustrating to me that so many people just like turn a cold face to the music that I like so much, and they just don't even try it at all. I mean, I can understand, like, I don't blame people for liking whatever music they like, but it just kind of annoys me when people are basically prejudiced against metal. Um, and I mean, I like, a lot of people just think of it as all like one thing, but there's so many different types of metal. Like, there's a lot of metal that I think is stupid also. Just, I mean, there is a lot of metal that's just about like anger and aggression and violence and stuff, but the music I tend to listen to is a lot more like progressive, and I mean, I don't mean like progressive like socially, but like progressive musically, and a lot more like complex and weird. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe exactly, but If any of you guys know any bands, I mean, lately I've been really into Animals as Leaders, which is like an instrumental, weird, like progressive gent band, and they just came out with a new album. It's out on their record label's channel, and I've been listening to it like crazy because it's really, really good. And one of the bands that basically like got me into the whole gent scene is called Periphery, and some of you guys may have heard of them if you like metal at all because they're getting pretty big now. And I've seen them live, and their newer stuff is kind of not that good, but their first album is fantastic, and they basically coined the term gent. Um, Before that, there were some bands that had the same style, but they didn't call it gent. They were just like progressive metal or whatever they wanted to call themselves. The first band that really showed any like style of gent playing, or that was a really awkward way of phrasing it, but like the first time that we really saw like the gent style is in a band called Meshuggah or Meshuggah. I don't know how it's pronounced, but they've been around since like the 90s. But it wasn't until Periphery's first album, which I think was 2008, that people really started calling it gent. And since then, it has taken off a lot, but it's still pretty like underground and not well known. Like when people ask me what kind of music I listen to, I say that I listen to a lot of like metal and stuff, like heavy metal, and I feel like it's kind of annoying that I have to say that because obviously, like, I don't want to say I listen to gent and sound like one of those tools who like says they like something that they know nobody will have heard of, because I hate when people do that. So I'm not going to be like, oh, I listen to gent, and then they'll be like, what the hell's that? And then I'll have to explain it every time and just sound like a prick. So I just say that I listen to like heavy metal and stuff, and sometimes I do try to explain it to like better friends of mine who obviously like would understand at least a little bit. But anyways, I think I've basically covered the points that I want to talk about in this video. Not really anything to do with RuneScape at all, but I like to talk about music also because I listen to a lot of it. So let me know what kind of music you guys listen to. I'm really actually curious because I don't know like what percentage of people actually do listen to pop. Like if it's as popular as it is, like its title says. I personally just find it to be kind of garbage because most of the artists don't even write their own songs. They're repetitive, uncreative, uninteresting, really. And I just have like I like to listen to music that takes talent to play, and that I can be like impressed by, and that I know that the people playing it actually have skill and are really like unique individuals to be able to produce something like that. And pop definitely isn't that way, and it'd be hard to argue that it is. I'm sure there are certain artists that are better than others, but um, that's just my opinion, so I'm not trying to criticize you guys for what you listen to. Sorry if I came across that way, but that's just my opinion. So anyways, guys, let me know what type of music you listen to, whether you found this video interesting at all, and if you are into any type of metal, definitely post me a list of bands or whatever that are your favorites, and I'll definitely check them out. And if you guys are interested, I can talk more about what bands I listen to. But Periphery is definitely my number one, like overall. I mean, I've been listening to them basically since their first album came out, which has been like I think like 3 or 4 years. So it's pretty crazy. I've been into them for a long time. But anyways, I think that's about it for this video. So let me know what you guys think. As always, leave a comment and leave a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you guys next time.